Welcome to another episode of Dr. Debra's Q&A. Last week's show was an amazing show with Tommy Gagliano, and we talked about childhood messages. We got so much feedback from that. He did an amazing job. Thank you again, Tommy, for what you did. And this week, we have another great show that's going to happen. But just to remind you, if you ever have questions, just drop them below. And also, you can find me on Dr. Debra on Instagram and on Facebook, and right here on the Listen and Love channel for Dr. Debra's Q&A. And I will make a special Q&A just for you. So this week, we have a very, very interesting show. I showed my son Tommy Gagliano's show last week, and he immediately responded to it and wanted to talk about how he loves to be listened to and how important it is to him. But one of the things he wanted to talk about was his point of view about the climate and what's going on today. So I said to him, I said, Lawrence, do you really want to come on the show and talk about that for people? Because I think it would be really beneficial for them to hear it from a little boy. And he said, absolutely. And he's 10 years old and he is so excited. And I think it's going to be a great point of view to have a reference point and to understand what is going on with children right now in the world today with the climate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask him two questions, and we probably will go into other questions, but these are the two main questions that I think would be really beneficial for listeners. How do you feel about all that's happening today? And what do you think people can do to create change? So with that said, I am going to bring in our very special guest, my wonderful little boy, Lawrence Carey, into the discussion. Hi, Lawrence.
Hi, Mama.
How are you?
I'm good.
Okay, so I know that you have a lot you want to talk about today, and I'm going to start with the first question, okay?
Got it.
How do you feel about what's going on today?
Well, there's a few things. First, with the Minneapolis incident, I think due to the COVID-19 that we should postpone protests till after we deal with the COVID-19. And I think that the man responsible should go to jail for the rest of his life, and that his associates should also spend many years in prison.
Yeah, well, how do you feel about that? Like looking at it from your worldview?
Well, growing up and being Black definitely affects it, and so do many other factors like how these things work, how much I understand it, where they are. A lot of things affect how I see it, but I definitely know that all those people should go to jail.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering, how do you think that people can create change so this doesn't happen anymore?
First of all, I think that we need to be more strict about how we enforce laws against murder and other things that are commonly done against Black people by racists.
Yeah, and what else can we do?
Then I think we should make sure that people are nice to these people, and we spread the word about why Black people, Hispanic people, Africans, Asians, white Americans, why we're all just as important as each other.
You know what? We are. We are just as important as each other. And one of the things that we have to realize is that we all just want to be listened to, huh?
Yes.
Well, Lawrence, I want to thank you so much for your point of view. And I want you to tell people, is there something very special coming out soon?
Yes. We're making a book called Beavers, Foxes, and Grizzly Bears. And don't forget the fishes, cheetahs, and
Sloths.
two.
Yes, beaver, foxes, and grizzly bears. And don't forget the cheetahs, fishes, and sloths too. I think that's the title. I think we got something reversed because we're doing this live.
The next part of the title for a book about workplace management,
That's right. And leadership, huh?
leadership.
And you,
I think that if we can solve problems like racism, it will help us solve other problems in the world like hunger and hunting certain species of animals and many other problems.
that's right. And that's one reason why you used animals in your book, huh?
Yes, because I think that all living things should have an equal right in this world to live.
Well, you know what? That's amazing. And Lawrence is going to be at the script conference doing a book signing with me and Daddy, and the people helped us create the book. And it's going to be an amazing thing. Beavers, foxes, and grizzly bears. Oh, and don't forget the cheetahs, the fishes, and the sloths too. I got it right. A book about organizational leadership and management in the workplace with animal facts, right? Okay, Lawrence, thank you so much. I love you, baby. Mwah.
Love you too.
Okay,
Bye.
and I'm going to put you back in the waiting room, and then I'm going to close out the show, okay? Oh my gosh, out of the mouths of babes, right? I mean, look at that. He just thinks if we can just all get along, things will be better. And you know what? That's amazing because that shows there's hope, right? That is hope. I am so proud of my little boy. And I also have a daughter that I love very much, and her name is Sonia Carey. And she is also Native American and white, and knowing me, you know, that makes her Black too. And she has such a great viewpoint on racial relations, and I am so proud of her. And she has been at the Chicago School District giving lunches out to kids every day through all of this and risking her life. And I cannot tell you how proud I am of her for being so selfless in everything that she does. So I love you too, baby girl. And with all of that said, there is so much relevance to what my son said and how he looks at it and how he has created this coping skill for himself by writing about everything that's going on in the world. And it's great that we have coping skills because that's how we move forward, is having those skills. And one of the things I want to say, if I was talking to my best friend, I would say, listen to the younger generation. I would tell my BFF, the younger generation, you're not raised with all of these prejudices that we have. You're taught them, right? You don't come out of the womb thinking these things. And the younger generation, they are our future. And if we could listen to them and teach them to not hate and to not have the prejudices that they have, the world would definitely move the way Lawrence sees it and the way he sees the change that can happen. So, all of that. If you ever want to send me a question, please drop it below. Please let me know. Please send it to me, because from those questions and from people seeing what I talk about, we can move forward, because we talked about some heavy things today. And I just want to say, let's listen and love. Find me on Instagram, Dr. Debra Warner, and on drdebrawarner.net, you can send me an email. Thank you so much for listening today.